be frequent flyers on the First Coast Flyer. Following high praise from the White House and some local notoriety, we look deeper into the Jacksonville Transit Authority.
And we don't see it as just operating the buses or building roads and things of that nature. We really see it as our opportunity to improve the quality of life here in Jacksonville.
We're looking at some of the achievement by CEO Nat Ford in the past 2 years, plus what's left on his to-do list in reforming JTA. Stay with us on This Week in Jacksonville. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning, and we're inside the office of JTA CEO and President Nat Ford. Thanks for hosting us this morning.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Yeah,
great to see you.
One of the things that made me want to get together with you as we head into this new year is this has been a pretty productive year, really 2 years that I'm hearing about. How do you feel about finally earning some recognition that things are changing when it comes to JTA?
No, it's exciting for us, and it's great for the JTA family and the team. A lot of the accomplishments over the past couple of years are noteworthy, and we're getting recognition around the country. And so it's very exciting to be at the helm of this organization.
I want to hear specifically about Champions of Change, because as I heard about this, it was because there was something going on talking about you and the White House. Tell me about this award.
So I had the honor of being invited to the White House, one of 11 transportation executives from around the country who have done things that are, I guess, the nation feels are noteworthy as it relates to transportation. And so I was invited up there and received an award from the Secretary of Transportation, Anthony Fox.
How'd that feel? Had you been to the White House under circumstances like that before? Invited guest?
No, not under circumstances like that. And I think it was, for me, it was a great honor to represent the JTA, to represent Jacksonville. And I think the fine work that our staff here at the JTA has done over the past couple of years. Most specifically, the route optimization was the reason that I got the award.
And that's exactly what I'm going to get at. How is that unique, or how is that noteworthy? And then tell me how that delivery process has been. Has it been about a year now?
Yes, it has been a year. And interestingly enough, it has gotten national attention, the work that we've done with the route optimization initiative. And in our particular case, we had, a 30-year-old route structure that really was not keeping in line with what travel patterns our citizens need, our riders need at this day and age. And over that time frame, obviously, people have changed where they live, where they work, where they play, and we did not keep up with it. And to totally overhaul the system, not just make some adjustments and cut around the edges and minor modifications, but a top-to-bottom overhaul is something that has not been done before. And as a medium-sized transit system in this country, it has gotten everyone's attention, and we've had visitors from around the country, from other municipalities and cities, to see how the JTA was able to implement that.
One of the things we talked about when you told me about the route optimization project there is that there was going to be some technology advancements as well. What about that app, or what about the technology that's improved to benefit me as a rider?
When we launched route optimization last year, we also launched real-time passenger information in the form of NextBus. So either through your phone, actually tracking it through the application and seeing where your bus is arriving and departing real-time. You can also call, and we have a voice, information system, so you can actually find out where buses are arriving and departing in our entire system. And that's a great deal of convenience. And it came out of really listening to our customers. They told us, they've traveled to other cities, they've seen these new technologies and new applications, and why didn't we have it here at the JTA? Why did we have, our customers traveling, all of them traveling to downtown Rosa Parks and transferring out to their destination? So we wanted to make the system faster, more direct, more customer-friendly, and I guess we have. The results are very positive.
Yeah, I saw something, the local paper wrote an editorial just a couple of months ago, and essentially the headline was, "For too long, Jacksonville Transportation Authority was a symbol of our city's unfulfilled expectations, but now JTA is becoming a model for how we can fulfill our potential as a city." How does that feel for you and the whole organization?
Oh, no, for us, it is testament to the hard work of this team. I believe I have a creative team of individuals, and we're very dedicated to our mission. And we don't see it as just operating the buses or building roads and things of that nature. We really see it as our opportunity to improve the quality of life here in Jacksonville. And that's a big vision. And so we see ourselves are helping to change this community for the positive. And with that, we look at new creative technologies, we look at new solutions to old problems, and we look at tackling very difficult challenges. And so my team, we embrace challenge, we embrace those problems facing this community, and we believe there's nothing that we can't do at this point when we start hearing those accolades. It's just testament and reinforcement of what we believe in.
It's got to be a booster shot, an energy flow when you hear those kind of compliments coming from, even from Washington, D.C.
That's right, that's right. And we don't take them lightly, and what it does is it's raised the bar, and now we're going to continue to build upon that. Our past success is going to lead to future successes, and the future is bright for JTA and is bright for Jacksonville.
Yeah. Nat, remind me, what year did you start here in Jacksonville?
December of 2012, so I just crossed the 3-year threshold on my anniversary, and it's been fantastic. I've been in transportation about 35 years. I would say these 3 years have been, the keystone years of my career, because we've been able to do and accomplish so much in such a short period of time.
And you say that after stints in San Francisco and Atlanta and
Yes.
some big places.
And very big projects.
Yeah.
And, but I think this is a very rewarding situation. When I arrived here 3 years ago, I was surprised the condition of our transportation infrastructure. I think we've done a great job with roads and bridges and the Better Jacksonville Plan and its history and what was delivered. But when it came to public transit, I saw that there was a lot of opportunity for us to improve in that regard. And so for someone like me to have an opportunity to rebuild and leave a legacy, that is what's inspiring me and countless others on this team.
All right. Well, Nat Ford, we're talking about some of the triumphs. I want to hear about some of the challenges. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on This Week in Jacksonville with more about JTA in our interview with Nat Ford.
Your gateway to the luxury world is here at North Florida Lincoln. Come meet the face of forward thinking. Make a statement in this 2015 Lincoln Navigator. Lease at $759 for 36 months. North Florida Lincoln. We've set the stage for luxury.
My name is Rose. Smoking caused my lung cancer. I was on chemo and radiation. They took part of my lung out, and they put this in me to drain the fluid. Every day I prayed that they would remove it. My tip is be careful what you wish for. That chest tube hurt a lot more coming out than it did going in.
Tobacco-Free Florida offers free nicotine replacement patches. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now.
Be ready to winter with Infiniti. Now through January 4th, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
This is Pastor R.J. Washington of the Titus Harvest Dome. Join us on Channel 4 every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. We're going to have a God time. Yes.
CPAP users everywhere are discovering the benefits of having their supplies shipped directly to their homes.
I used to have to drive across town to pick up my supplies. Now they're delivered directly to my door. I don't even have to remember when to order because it's done for me.
Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to see if you're eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies.
Call 800-322-1457. That's 800-322-1457.
Put on your running shoes and let's hit the beach. Join St. Francis Animal Hospital and run or walk with or without your furry friend at the 4th Annual Chariots of Fur Beach Run and Festival, Saturday, February 6th at the Jacksonville Beach Seawalk Pavilion. Your support helps St. Francis Animal Hospital provide medical care to pets in need. Go to chariotsofFur5k.org for more information.
Your gateway to the luxury world is here at North Florida Lincoln. Come meet the face of forward thinking. Make a statement in this 2016 Lincoln MKZ. Lease at $320 for 36 months. North Florida Lincoln. We've set the stage for luxury.
What does it mean to be the local station?
We're much more than just telling you what's going on in the community. We're telling you how it impacts you, how it affects you.
The people are depending on you for information. It's local. That's truly it. We don't say that because it's a cliche. We really are local.
We're here, and we're here for the viewer.
Tom Wills and Mary Bear, the 10 o'clock news on Channel 4. You're watching This Week in Jacksonville with Kent Justice.
Thanks for staying with us. We're spending the morning talking with Nat Ford, CEO of JTA, and we just talked about all these accomplishments. And I was looking at this flyer. It says, well, it's a booklet. It says First Coast Flyer.
That's right.
Time to go with the flow. Get hooked. Maybe explain what this is to me.
Yes.
What's First Coast Flyer?
Well, First Coast Flyer is our bus rapid transit network that we launched at the beginning of December, and it's our, where we started out with route optimization and improving our baseline service. That was the foundation to start building upon what could be a clearly regional network of bus service, premium bus service. These new buses will be operated with a new brand. The bus stops are branded, so if you've been traveling in the North Line Corridor, Lem Turner, you would see the new bus stops that we have in place. The buses have Wi-Fi on them to make them more user-friendly. And on top of that, we launched our mobile app, My JTA, so you could also pay your fare on your phone. So a lot of new technology improvements with First Coast Flyer, limited stop service, so it's quicker, faster, more direct. And we launched that just the beginning of the month.
As I understand it, these vehicles that you're using for First Coast Flyer are CNG, compressed natural gas.
That's right. So a little over a year ago, we started the process of examining what fuel technology we would use with First Coast Flyer because there's discussions about electric buses, CNG buses, liquid natural gas buses, LNG. And so after doing our analysis, we felt that compressed natural gas was the right fuel for us to transition to. And so we ordered the buses to be compressed natural gas. And then over the next 5 years, starting with First Coast Flyer, over the next 5 years, over 100 of our buses will now be powered with compressed natural gas. We have built a new fueling station at our Myrtle Avenue campus that is currently fueling the buses that are in service. But in January, a major component of our compressed natural gas program is a public service station. So those customers, citizens, fleet operators who have compressed natural gas vehicles will be able to fuel at the JTA public access fueling station.
And just in this last year, there are a couple in Jacksonville already.
That's right.
Gate had opened
That's
one,
right.
what have you as well.
Yeah.
Are there going to be enough locations to fill up the bus with the CNG when necessary?
For our purposes, our Myrtle Avenue campus and fueling station will be enough for our purposes. However, in an emergency, in a pinch, it would be great to have these other fueling locations there in case something happens with our fueling station. But we've got more than enough capacity for our needs, and literally it is a major operation and major conversion from an old fossil fuel to a new technology.
Well, let me dive a little deeper with you on that. You said you looked at a bunch of different,
yes.
What's the right fuel? So petroleum prices, gas prices have gone down and down and down. Does it make you second guess? Should we have gone CNG?
That's a very interesting question, and we are watching that closely. However, CNG, the price point that we contracted at for our CNG fuel is at such a point that we're still on the better side of that curve. So our fueling prices are much lower than what the average consumer pays. We buy our fuel in bulk. And so our pricing is a lot different than what you see at a consumer pump.
You got a little more strength for a negotiation on the price than I do with
Yeah, we do have a bit of leverage. We purchase nearly $8 to $9 million worth of fuel on an annual basis, so that helps us kind of negotiate pretty positively.
So the opening line, north side?
Yes, so North Line, we call it the Green Line. So it operates in Lem Turner, from downtown up Lem Turner to 295.
And I saw that JTA receiving $19 million as a small start grant agreement for First Coast Flyer. This allows you to open a different route?
That's right.
South?
So the second phase will be the South Line, Southeast Line on First Coast Flyer. And the interesting thing with this is that we've had reasonable success with the federal government in terms of receiving funding. So on the day that we launched the North Line, they brought a check with them for $19.1 million to help fuel the completion of this system. At the end of its full build-out over the next 4 years, we're talking about 57 miles of bus rapid transit First Coast Flyer service in our community.
Wow. What is ridership like, whether we're talking about First Coast Flyer or in general, as you've made these changes, as the routes have been optimized, more ridership?
Definitely. And that factored in a lot to the recognition that we're receiving. You mentioned earlier about gas prices going down. That's pretty impactful in terms of the JTA, because as gas prices lower, more citizens are using their private cars versus using the JTA. We've seen the opposite effect that a lot of our peers are seeing at this point. Our ridership is actually growing. So we're, compared to last year, 6% higher ridership. And in November of this year, November 2014 compared to 2015, we were up 11%. We have not received the December numbers yet, but if it continues on that trend, we're about to break some ridership records. So I think that's the proof in the pudding in terms of, the decisions we've made, the investment we've made in the system, the right sizing and restructuring of the system is paying off. And I do believe at this juncture, there's more that we can do. So it's just the beginning for the JTA, and we'll build upon the early successes we're seeing.
All right. I want to say this is just the beginning of our conversation. Actually, we're going to have one more segment. Stay with us. I want to talk about Skyway, some of the things ahead in this new year 2016 coming right around the corner. Stay with us here on This Week in Jacksonville.
Pandora jewelry isn't just jewelry. It's a connection made stronger in silver and gold. This is more than a gift. It's a celebration of you. Find the perfect gift set at Lucy's Gift Boutique with 6 locations in Jacksonville.
Snowman, look! This is the best part! The gift exchange.
Okay, honey, ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, a $10 ticket. Oh, it's perfect.
Honey, aren't you going to open your gift?
Yeah, give me a minute here. I'm busy.
Okay. She really likes her scratchers.
1, 2, 3. Thanks, Nutcracker. Where's my ticket? Sorry? Give your gift a little something extra. With holiday scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery, you could win up to $2 million instantly. Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Now at Winn-Dixie, whole pork butts are just $5 each. Any size, any weight, only $5 when you spend $30 or more. Yes, any size, any weight for just $5. Hurry, offer ends Sunday. Great food makes for a great feast at Winn-Dixie.
There exists an all-powerful force in the universe. It surrounds us, gives us strength, turns fear into hope. And to those who seek to harness such power, this is what you've been looking for.
Hurry in now to get 0% APR for 75 months. Offer ends January 4th. Get 0% APR for 75 months plus $8,000 in total values on 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models in stock the longest.
Make tomorrow awesome with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Right now, you can get Xfinity TV for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with Xfinity On Demand included. Call 1-800-303-2525 today. Xfinity On Demand delivers thousands of hit shows, top movies, and more at no additional cost. So you can catch up on the latest episodes of TV's hottest shows anytime, anywhere. Switch to Xfinity TV for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with Xfinity On Demand included. Plus, ask how you can add HBO, Showtime, or Stars and enjoy award-winning TV shows and movies at home and on the go. There's no term contract and no early termination fee. Plus, it's all backed by our 30-day money-back Comcast customer guarantee, so it's risk-free. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call today. Call 1-800-303-2525. That's 1-800-303-2525. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Pandora jewelry isn't just jewelry. It's a connection made stronger in silver and gold. This is more than a gift. It's a celebration of you. Find the perfect gift set at Lucy's Gift Boutique with 6 locations in Jacksonville.
News4Jax.com. Now easier to find what matters to you. Local breaking news alerts, top stories, right here. Less clicking, more local. Your local news faster and easier. News4Jax.com. Download or update the app today.
Nat Ford from JTA discussing a lot of things going on in Jacksonville pertaining to the public transportation. I want to talk about Skyway. When I first arrived in Jacksonville 5 years ago, what I heard about the Skyway was nobody uses that. And I've certainly seen on some big events, things like One Spark, it's full. Last year at this time, you and I talked riding the Skyway as we did our interview. What's the future of the Skyway here in Jacksonville?
One thing I'd point out, when I arrived 3 years ago, I heard the same thing. In terms of the Skyway and its underutilization. Well, one thing we did do is with the route optimization, we took the Skyway and we made it part of the greater bus network. And so we've seen significant ridership increase on the Skyway, and it's actually about 5,000 riders that are using it on a daily basis. It's still complimentary. We do not charge a fare to operate the Skyway. What we've done over the past year or so, almost 2 years, is take a good technical look at the Skyway in terms of its infrastructure, the viability of the vehicles, the actual concrete structure that it operates on, the elevators, the escalators, to get a good sense of its actual useful life. Why? Because we need to make an investment just to keep the existing Skyway up and running. There is a federal funding requirement, component to this, which is we received a great deal of federal funding to build the Skyway, and we have to fulfill that obligation to keep it up and running in a state of good repair.
And I would guess that you've also got to answer, is it worth it to make that investment for the long term?
That's exactly right. And so what we tried to do, and I have to applaud the JTA board for having the insight and the foresight, really, to create a Skyway subcommittee, advisory committee, that helped them and helped the staff make the decision in terms of the Skyway's future. After doing the technical review and then looking at the development that is occurring, shipyards, Healthy Town on the South Bank, our own work with the JRTC in La Villa and the work that we're doing there around the convention center, and everything in between with downtown redevelopment, is this the time to abandon and replace the Skyway with something different, or is this an opportunity to really leverage the Skyway and build it into what it originally intended to be?
Is expansion a possibility?
Exactly. So after 4 months of meetings with the Skyway Advisory Committee, getting all the technical input, financial input, legal and regulatory input, the committee came back with the consensus of not only modernize the Skyway, but expand it in line with these development activities that we know are coming on board. And so the Skyway has a bright future, I believe. I think its past, it was a bit spotty, and to say the least. It's had some challenges in the past, but maybe now's not the time to abandon it and then look towards some other mode that may not actually have the same major impact that you mentioned when you talk about One Spark and some of these activities that are occurring downtown. I believe downtown Jacksonville needs vibrancy for the entire community to be successful. And the Skyway can be a part of that. And so let's use it as a tool to advance the community and our economy and the vitality of our city.
You mentioned La Villa and briefly JRTC, Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center. What is that, and what's happening there as you go forward?
Well, on again, off again type of situation, and the plans have been on the shelf for a regional transportation center for quite some time now, for decades now, and we've taken those plans off the shelf. We've worked very hard to redesign what would be a regional transportation center in the convention center, the Prime Osborne Convention Center area. We, along with the city, own property right adjacent to the Skyway station in that location, and we are developing a transportation hub that will house the JTA's core operation, Our First Coast Flyers system will also operate through that system. Greyhound would be located there, Megabus, Red Coach, taxis, bike sharing, but to truly create a regional transportation hub.
So you just essentially said there's a bridge between public transportation and some of those private entities, right?
Oh, definitely. So this will be essentially the Jacksonville Grand Central Station, so to speak, and that goes back to the conversation related to the Skyway. And so with that type of activity and that hub there, once we get people downtown and once we get people in that area transferring, it'd be great to have the Skyway there to now help them move to the South Bank and to hopefully the shipyard and its whatever it actually develops into. Another component, I think, in terms of this activity is the early discussions about Amtrak and its current location. And is it feasible to look at Amtrak coming closer to downtown and being in that same, where it was originally located, where the Prime Osborne was our railroad terminal, but getting back to closer to that network of transportation, that hub of transportation. So we have a lot to be excited about going into the future with the Skyway and JRTC.
And I know some of those rail enthusiasts would just die if Amtrak got to come back to.
But it's much more complex situation. We have to work with the railroads and the federal government to make the infrastructure improvements to make that feasible.
Maybe last thing for you, as we're running out of time here, but there's a design competition about the building that's going to house JTA,
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right. So we've hired a construction manager for the JRTC construction, but we need to design what the building's going to look like. And we thought it would be great to have a public competition and have the design firms develop their designs for this, what can be an iconic structure, transfer facility. And let's have that competition. I think we may have something to enter into One Spark and let the public have at it, and let's get their opinion on what would be...
Take it to the school district, too, and you get some real creative ideas.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Real creative suggestions. Nat Ford, I appreciate the time this morning. Great to get an update, to celebrate some of the achievements, see some of the challenges out in front of you here in 2016. Thanks for hosting us.
No, thank you for coming, and it's great talking with you, Ken.
Thank you, Nat. And thanks for being with us on This Week in Jacksonville. Next week, we've got a conversation with Mayor Lenny Curry about these first few months in office and what he sees as the priorities heading into 2016. Thanks for joining us on air and online at news4jax.com.
At News4Jax, we're always covering the news, even when we're not on TV. Stay informed, on the go, and online at news4jax.com.